Maybe, but most of the time, comedy, you're telling jokes in a basement to other people who came to a dark basement to listen to jokes. So, being offensive should really be not it. They shouldn't be offended. They willingly came to a dark, dingy basement that probably smells like beer on the floor to listen to you. So what are they going to be offended by? Like, and the second thing is, if you truly are offensive, you're probably not being funny. So there's many examples of comedians who are offensive, but they're not funny. I mean, you take, not to get too much into the weeds, but you take this recent Dave Chappelle special. He did a special that was very controversial, and it was called Sticks and Stones, where he deliberately was trying to be on the edge because of this so-called cancel culture. And a week later, you had the audience critics ranking was 0. They literally ranked his special as 0, and they would write things like he wasn't funny, he was boring, he was old school. But then the audience rating was 99. The audience loved it. And so when there's that kind of disconnect, you usually know that it was the people who wanted to be offended were offended, and everyone else who just wanted to have a good time and understood what he was doing legitimately realized, hey, he's being really funny about this topic, and they went on the journey with him. And if you're just gonna like call someone names, that's not funny. But if you're gonna make interesting observations and be funny about it, doesn't matter how superficially offensive it is. You should be able to make jokes about anything.
Yeah. I saw the recent Bill Burrs show that he did in London, actually, at Royal Albert Hall. And I mean, he's really pushing the limits of offensive. But it's like it's Bill, and you come there to see Bill. And when Bill does it, it's kind of okay because you see the satire in it. But if anybody else did it, then maybe they would be offended. So.
Yeah, and if anyone else did it not in a comedy setting, it might not be appropriate. If he said it as an anchor on CNN, it might not be funny. But again, comedy, you have to take it for what it is. It is just telling jokes and making interesting observations. And I'm sure if you just said Bulgarians are stupid, moving on, that might not be as funny. But if you said something like, oh, I was in Bulgaria and this happened as opposed to this, like, I'll give you an example. A comedian I really like has a joke. He starts off, of course, I want men and women are equal. They should be treated equally. Gender equality is very important. But you rank all the countries by how delicious their food is and compare it to the gender equality of that country. No one ever says, hey guys, let's go out for some Canadian. That would be disgusting. But instead, people go out for Middle Eastern food. And so he made this whole joke connecting, we're fine if a country has great food, but we're not fine with the gender equality. And we kind of ignore this weird connection between the two. But so making these interesting connections between disparate points in life is part of comedy. Was he being offensive? No, but he did point out that the Middle East is very much offensive to women in many cases, and yet their food's the best. So is that offensive or not? I don't know.
And that's the fine line of comedy. That's what makes it beautiful.